Police body camera footage captured a group of people who happened to be walking near the home where the killings took place around the same time as the murders. Police have previously said that investigators didn't find anything. They may have been stopped for underage drinking, but it's not clear exactly what they have learned from this video. We also know that police have collected hours of surveillance footage from a gas station clerk in Moscow who told police that she saw a white car pass by on the night of the stabbing deaths. So let's bring in NewsNation contributor Elizabeth Vargas for a little more breakdown. Elizabeth, you know, this case is just, it's mind-blowing that there hasn't been any type of suspect. We haven't found anybody, or the police haven't found anybody who could be a suspected killer. The 4 people seen walking in this video, this body camera footage near the crime scene, do we have anything that we can get out of that? I mean, how could it possibly be unrelated when it was so close to the house?
It isn't unrelated. There were 4 people who were close to the house around the time of the murders. It could be completely innocuous and innocent. It was a Saturday night, or actually Sunday morning, but you know, college kids are out and about. There were frat houses nearby. There were parties going on. It could have been kids trying to avoid being arrested for underage drinking, like the kids who were being arrested that we see in this body cam video. So we don't know who those 4 are. Obviously, police want to find them and ask them. They might have seen something. They might have heard something. They might have seen the car that they're now looking for. So obviously, I can't imagine police haven't been trying to track these 4 people down, or that these 4 people haven't actually come forward to say, we were in the area that night and here's what we saw, or here's what we didn't see. So obviously police want to talk to, it is related, Adrienne. It's just a matter of how.
A gas station clerk in Moscow claims that she spotted the white car around the time of the murders, but we know the car didn't have plates. So unless there are these crystal clear images of surveillance footage that would be so crisp that you could zoom in on a picture of the driver, how can this even help the investigation?
Because somebody else might have footage of that white car that does show the license plate. That's a crucial thing. You know, it was about 3 weeks after the crime that police came forward and said, we're looking for this white car. Anybody who saw the white car, please contact us. You know, there's obviously a lot going on that we don't know about. What led them to put out that plea for anybody who saw the car? How did they know that white car was in the area at the time of the killings? You know, so this gas station footage is hugely crucial. Unfortunately, it doesn't show anything. We're not even sure it's the white Elantra that they're looking for. But there was a white car in the area zooming away, and the gas station clerk caught it on surveillance video. You know, hopefully somebody on, you know, a lot of these places have surveillance cameras and are recording footage. Unfortunately, Adrienne, in most institutions, in most businesses, those tapes are recycled every so often, usually every 7 days, sometimes every month, but usually it's every 7 days. So putting out this plea 3 weeks after the murders, I'm not sure how much video they're going to be able to find. But somebody might have a cell phone video. People are recording videos on their cell phones all the time. Maybe there's a cell phone video from someplace else of a white car that could help people, you know, crack the case, that might show the license plate or the occupants inside the car.
You know, this case is getting a lot of attention, like as much as the Gabby Petito murder. Private and online sleuths, they're all over the place, giving their own analysis or read on what they think happened. Is this making it more difficult for law enforcement?
It's certainly making it more difficult for the families. We already know there was a fake video posted out there. Ashley Banfield was playing part of that last night on her show. You know, that can't be easy for the families. People, obviously, in the absence of any information from police, are desperate for a clue. On the flip side, people can come up with ideas, and people can notice things. And I think the FBI has done a really smart thing in establishing this website where people can upload videos themselves. Now, there's already been, I don't know how many thousand, you know, hours worth of videos uploaded, and somebody has to go through all those videos. It's a lot of work. There is huge public interest in this case, and that's good. That'll keep it alive, and maybe a lead will come forward. Obviously, as time goes on, chances of that become slimmer. You know, all of a sudden for someone to wake up and say, oh, holy cow, I've got this video on my cell phone. Maybe this has something to do with it. Or, oh, yeah, I was in that area. Maybe now I'll call police. That's less likely. This has been out there. I mean, you have to be living under a rock not to have heard about this case, and not to know what the details of this case are, and not to have heard the pleas from authorities to please come forward if you have any information. But it's good they're continuing to try. You never know when some sort of snippet of video or some sort of cell phone photo or somebody will remember that they saw or heard something that might be relevant in this case. And boy, do they need it right now.
Yeah, definitely. It would be really nice. A lot of mercy for that family or those families of all those young people. Elizabeth Vargas, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.